move so you can see it. There's plenty of space for a short preview of their newest project. It's called You Belong Here.
And don't worry, if you can't see the TV, we can make sure you get the link.
There's so many different stories our soul can sing. And it's about which song is your soul supposed to sing? Where are you going to do the most good? Right?
Very sorry about that. We're going to try that again.
There's so many different stories our soul can sing. And it's about which song is your soul supposed to sing? Where are you going to do the most good? Where are you that you're going to be manifesting that journey the most? And that one turned out really, get some tears on it and loosen it up a little bit.
You are a part of so many communities because you deeply get it.
Yes.
And I wanted to say that I see that. And I think it's miraculous.
This morning, yes. This morning, you'll be hearing from Weta and Steve, as well as Visit Lex President Mary Quinn Raymer, Kentucky's Tourism, Arts, and Heritage Cabinet Secretary Lindy Casebeer, and Kentucky Senate President Robert Stivers. We are also pleased to have with us Councilmember James Brown and Film Lex lead Lisa Brin. In addition to Councilmember Brown, we have a few other council members with us. We have Vice Mayor Dan Wu. Councilmember James Brown, where the heck are you? He's on the Visit Lex board. Councilmember Hannah Legree, Councilmember Liz Sheehan, Councilmember Jennifer Reynolds, and we are very pleased to have State Rep Ann Gay Donworth, State Rep Adam Moore, State Rep Adriel Camus, Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe, Senator Reggie Thomas, and Senator Donald Douglas. Thank you all for being here. I would say you all belong here. You Belong Here, an 8-part docuseries hosted and executive produced by Weta Michael, produced by Steve Zahn, and directed by Rick Gomez of Macaroni Art Productions, was recently featured at both Tribeca X in New York City and the ATX TV Festival in Austin. That's a big deal. Yeah. The creative team and local leaders were invited to these festivals, where they told the story of the docuseries and Weta's focus on celebrating Kentucky's people, places, and her food. The You Belong Here tells Kentucky's story through food and relationships, an approach that reflects Weta's blend of culinary mastery and community spirit. Our host venue, Thirsty Fox at Zim's Cafe, is one of the many beloved spots Weta has created, along with Holly Hill Inn, Wallace Station, Windy Corner Market, Smithtown Seafood, Midway Bakery, Honeywood, and the recently announced Penny's at the Pomegranate. Weta is a multiple James Beard Foundation Award nominee and has appeared as a guest on Bravo's Top Chef. These accolades are matched by her role as mentor and tireless advocate for Kentucky. She has won numerous awards for her dedication to telling the stories of Kentucky cuisine and about all the great things happening here in the Commonwealth. I'd like to welcome Weta to the podium so she can tell you in her own words about You Belong Here and her passion for telling the story of Kentucky's people. Ouida.
Yeah, you want to introduce us?
Yeah, well, yeah. And of course, who doesn't know Steve Zahn? Don't raise your hand. We are so thrilled to have you both with us. Look, you're just the finest couple there. You're pals, and you've done a great thing. So now I want to hear from Ouida, and we're going to hear from Steve in a little bit.
We're actually merging.
You're
So
merging?
We're gonna merge.
All right, why not?
I'm Ouida Michael.
And I'm Steve, and together
we are
Stida. Good joke.
That's
Landed.
great. Okay,
It's
landed.
landed. Can I start?
Yes, you start.
We picked up a camera and we started following Ouida over a year ago, and it was amazing. And we met so many great people in this state, all over, very talented. And we went to farms and cities and small towns and hollers.
And main streets, little main streets
Yep.
all across the state.
And through David Morrison's lens,
Mm-hmm.
Rick Gomez, my partner, the director, his brain,
Mm-hmm.
and Kobe Tolan's
Editing.
editing, your story flourished. But we realized it's our story.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kentucky. It's flyover country where amazing things are happening,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And I can't say, there's a lot of things I can't say because I don't know. This is a marathon when you're involved with something like this. It's a marathon, and we're at mile 18.
Yeah, it took a year. It took more than a year to shoot because we wanted to show every season in Kentucky. That's one of the things we're blessed with here, and the incredible landscape that we have. It shines at every moment, and our cities shine in throughout the year. And sometimes we get a little tired of the winter and the rain and the stuff we've been through this year weather-wise, but it was important to us to show the passage of time. And instead of staging a show in one place, each time you're in the same place, we wanted to show the scope of Kentucky. We still have a lot to show.
Yeah, we do.
We still have a lot to shoot.
There's
we
actually
still have-
9 episodes.
Yeah,
Not
there's
8.
there's 9 episodes.
We added one.
And I think one of the things too that we in Kentucky don't always think about ourselves is how special we really are, and how special the people in Kentucky are, and that you can be your authentic self. I think I have to be the biggest anti-hero of all time if this ever gets aired, in terms of who I am and who the media world is. And my role and my goal is just to show that to other women and other people. I really want to thank. There are a few people that I really want to thank, and I told Steve I was going to do this in the middle of his speech.
No,
I want to thank Mary Quinn Raymer because she championed this from the very beginning, and we're very lucky to have her in our community. And she's a good friend, but also has supported this project from the very beginning. And there was another person who really believed in the project. There's been multiple people, but Mike Manjit, in 2022, we started talking to him about this project. And the two of them helped us get to where we are today. So I'm really proud of their involvement and the support of the Commonwealth. One thing we learned at Tribeca that was so meaningful to me, that we're on these panels with Paris Hilton and these huge brands who are there to share their story, right? Authentic storytelling by corporate America. Well, actually, we were the most authentic story there.
Yeah.
Why? Because our brand is Kentucky. Kentucky's our brand.
Yep.
We're supported by our local community, by our state, and we couldn't be more proud of that. This I've learned so much from Steve and from Rick and from Macaroni Art, their production company, on how this business works. But none of it would have worked for me without a group of people that support me every single day. We started a new LLC called Holly Hill Studios in order to be able to do this project. And we are partners with Macaroni Art Productions. And that company is comprised of Tyler McNabb as chef, Tally Schroeder as photographer, Donna Hecker as writer, Chris Michael, my husband and business partner, and Mike Hilton, our marketing director. And so we are so thrilled to be a part of this project, but we're really talking a lot about local talent. And I think this state just needs an opportunity to grow. These young people have all the talent they need. They just need the experience.
Yep,
So
that's it.
that's what I got to say. Stida.
Stida?
Don't go away.
We just thought
Okay.
of that joke.
Steve thought of it
That's
this
why
morning.
you're so good at what you do. Well, they mentioned a lot of the people involved, so I will not repeat those, but I do want to say about Rick Gomez. You might know Rick from The Adventures of Pete and Pete, Band of Brothers. Yes. Sin City, Justified. Who knows Justified? And Silo. Steve, I've got to say a few words about you. Okay? The Steve part. We really are excited about having Steve here with WIDA because we wouldn't have had Stida otherwise, right? Steve, you know him well. That thing you do, Happy Texas, Sahara, National Security, Saving Silverman, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, HBO's White Lotus. Have you been busy? Yes, you have. But it's not even half of it. But he also, your life is just flying past. He also recently did for us, for 250 Lex, Come Home. And if you haven't seen it, go on and Google it because it's hilarious. So anyway, we are proud to claim you as fellow Kentuckians.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, did you have anything else to say?
I wanted
You
to
sure?
say that Steve and Macaroni Art also premiered a feature film at Tribeca that was
Oh.
shot entirely in Lexington and Central Kentucky called She Dances, and it stars Steve and his daughter Audrey, and he co-wrote it with Rick, and Rick directed.
Oh, we need to
So they
find
did
that,
all
don't
of that
we?
work
She
together.
dances.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's
All right.
fabulous.
Well, locally, as you know, Visit Lex has been working not only to attract those to the film industry, but market Lexington to the world, really. And Mary Quinn Raymer does that big time. So I want to invite her to the podium.
Good morning, y'all. It feels like old home week. All my favorite folks. To our elected officials for being here, thank you so much. And a special shout out and thank you to the Visit Lex commission members that are here this morning. Kathy Artillis, she snuck in somewhere. James Brown, and then our chair, Tom Harris. I appreciate your all's support in making all of this possible. It really means so much to look out in this room and see so many faces that have not only believed in and supported this project, but that have cheered us on. When you do something that encapsulates all 4 seasons, as we just said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And so it's taken so many people. Just a big thank you from my heart to Weta Michael, my colleague and dear friend. She and I joke that when we retire, we're going to like sit and be ladies at lunch or play golf or something. But in the meantime, we have a whole heck of a lot that we've got to get done. And to the staff at Thirsty Fox, thank you for hosting us today. Mike Hilton, You're my ride or die. We would not have had this project without one another keeping each other on track. So thank you so much. As Weta always says, food and hospitality bring us together, and today that feels especially true. Mayor Gorton, I want to thank you for commemorating such a special occasion and being an advocate for tourism in our community always. You really help us celebrate our milestone moments, and I am grateful. As Weta and Steve said, this is a story about Kentucky and about Kentuckians, and a tremendous opportunity to showcase Kentucky's tourism through the lens of food, culture, and genuine hospitality. And the best part is we have our own national treasure, Weta Michael, as host. I want to acknowledge several people, so just bear with me, I'll be quick, who have helped us get to this point. We would just simply not have been able to do it. Senator Robert Stivers, you know what an outsized role you have played in the support of this project. Senator Stivers, along with Kentucky's General Assembly, awarded Kentucky Tourism, with a once-in-a-lifetime ARPA funding allocation, which was to aid in our tourism recovery. And this project was very much a strategy about our recovery. Senator Stivers also challenged me in a conversation that he and I had in his office in Frankfurt to not only think about what recovery might look like for Lexington, but what it could do to lift up the entire region and the state. And what you have as a result of that challenge is this project. Commissioner Mike Mangent and the Kentucky Department of Tourism, I do not know a better destination marketer than Mike Mangent, and he was the first to say yes to what this series could do for Kentucky. Thank you, my friend. Secretary Casebeer, and by extension, Governor Beshear, thank you for the support that has come for all of our ARPA-related projects. As evidenced by the recent economic impact numbers for tourism, Kentucky tourism is on a roll. We are stronger than ever. And some of our colleagues and counterparts that are not here with us today in person, but certainly in spirit, the folks that said yes to this dream that we had, Louisville, Northern Kentucky, Somerset, Corbin, Bowling Green, Owensboro, and Paducah, all of these cities came together to make this project happen. It is a story for all of us, and we simply could not have done it without their support. As Weta and Steve alluded to, oh, I do see Michelle back there from Somerset. I'm so glad you're here. As Weta and Steve alluded, there's so many more episodes that we want to do because this state is rich with stories to tell. Steve Zahn, Rick, and Jenny Gomez, you believed in us, you walked beside us, and you brought our dreams to life on screen. You are simply the best storytellers in this business. And to the Lexington crew, many of whom are right in this room who worked on this series, your work has been nothing short of soul-driven. As Weta also reminds us, we get to see those who are unsung and unseen. That's what this project did, and that's what you all embodied. And last, but certainly not least, Lisa Brin, our lead at Film Mix. You believed in our dream to make film a central part of our recovery strategy here at Visit Lex, and to showcase that Kentucky is, in fact, a premier place for film and entertainment productions. You have been the backbone of our efforts launching You Belong Here at these national festivals. There is no detail that goes missed with this woman at the helm, and we appreciate all you did so that every single bit of this project could shine. Since launching You Belong Here, we've seen tremendous momentum, a debut on a prestigious stage like Tribeca, interest from entertainment and media journalists, and a wave of energy that's not just about this story, but about what is possible here in Lexington and in Kentucky moving forward. This project has opened doors, and we are walking right through them. Today is about celebrating the growth, the community, and the beautiful reminder that, yes, in fact, every single one of you belong here, and we're just getting started.
Sure, there's someone else who needs introduced.
There's an amazing part of this show called You Belong Here is its music. And it was all written and performed by a wonderful singer-songwriter who is with us today. It's Miss B. Taylor, and I'd love for her to come up so you guys can meet her.
Let's see her.
There's an episode of the show that happens in Somerset, and it's all around the Master Musicians Festival. And that's where B got her start. And that episode is very nearly out of post-production, and it's the interplay between food and music and friendship. So I just wanted you to meet her because you won't believe what you hear. She's so talented.
Oh, Rita's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Mary Quinn, thank you always. The fun part is back in the bar. At the state level, Senator Lindy K. Spear has been leading the Tourism, Arts, and Heritage Council, Cabinet, in building the growth of film and television production rights right here in Kentucky. Please join me in welcoming Secretary K. Spear.
It is so great to be here today. Rita, I can't believe it took a year to film because we often have 4 seasons within 1 week here in Kentucky. So just didn't catch the right time there. 4 weeks ago today, You Belong Here, and these folks made us so very proud in New York City. I had the honor of being able to travel up there for the Tribeca Festival and was so proud. I think I sat up extra tall in my chair that day as we saw the preview. And I know that Senator Stivers and every one of us that were there felt the same way. It was just amazing. You Belong Here captures so much what makes Kentucky special. Our farms, our restaurants, our local recipes, our culture, everything that there is to discover when you come to a Kentucky small town or city. But it also highlights what also so incredible is our people. While Kentucky features different landscapes and attractions, there's a signature trait that you'll find in every city and small town, and that's the genuine hospitality. You Belong Here highlights the hospitality of what Kentuckians are known for, that welcoming spirit that keeps visitors coming back. We live in an amazing place, and the secret is getting out about our new Kentucky home. Governor Beshear recently announced that we broke yet another record with $4.3 billion of economic impact and over 97,000 jobs supported by tourism. Kentucky welcomed 80 million visitors in 2024. Those visitors came to our communities and supported businesses and attractions. They spent $10.1 billion and a 3.8 increase from 2023. Here in Fayette County, Mayor, that translated to $1.7 billion in economic impact with more than 11,000 jobs. I have no doubt that the more folks that see You Belong Here, as they see it, even more visitors are going to flock to the Commonwealth to get a taste of Ouida's cooking at Holly Hill. And so congratulations, Ouida, Steve Zahn, and Rick Gomez for your successful collaboration on this film. It truly portrays a new Kentucky home state of mind and range of experiences that can only be seen here. We also appreciate so much the local officials and tourism professionals who work so hard to promote and tell this Kentucky story every day. Commissioner Manget is with us. Rita mentioned him. Our Deputy Commissioner, Nancy Turner, is here. And Mary Quinn, I can't not mention you again. And all the other tourism folks in the room. Thanks, Mayor Gorton, council members, and all that you are doing, fellow legislators, because it truly takes a team effort for all of this to come together. We have to work together as Team Kentucky to make sure this happens. So here's to You Belong Here and continuing to share our Kentucky story with the nation and the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Secretary. Now I want to invite Kentucky Senate President Robert Stivers to talk about the work done by the legislature to attract the film and television industry to our Commonwealth. We could not have done it without you. Welcome.
Well, I can't see who is over here, but I know Mr. Zahn is somewhere around.
He's in the bar.
Oh, he's in the bar, okay. But I'm hoping that you're all going to be able to do some very nifty editing, because I have to tell you about my first time meeting Steve Zahn was in Tribeca. And that's why he looked over at me and pointed about, oh, everybody knows Steve Zahn. So when they introduced me to him, I said, I understand you're in the movies and an actor. And he said, yes. And he said, have you seen me in White Lotus? No. Well, what, Daddy Daycare? Is that the other one? I said, no. And then he said, well, what about this one? I said, no. And then he whipped off 3 in a row. I said, no. He said, please bleep this part out. He said, what effing cave are you living in, man? I said, I'm from Manchester. It's a deep one. And so everybody in the room just kind of laughed. But let me tell you about this. And I want to go through, and a lot of people are here. This is a perfect example of Mary Quinn. We were talking about what we've done, and I'll speak up a little bit louder now. She came to the office and talked about how can we do some things to revitalize tourism. And this plays so much into what we've done in the film industry, creating the incentive package and now a film office to actively promote. And if you want to see what happened in Tribeca when Mr. Zahn and Weta were there. I think it was probably the most attended event of the whole Tribeca X. And it focused on the state of Kentucky, not just Lexington, centered in Lexington, but all around. And this picture you see here happens to be in Corbin, Kentucky, my area, my district, which I represent. So you can see the interplay between tourism and film. And this is one of the things I have spoken of, is that for my age, I did see Rocky, him running up the steps in Philadelphia. And so that creates iconic places. It brings people in for the purpose of tourism. And so it is a wonderful mix and match to tie the film industry in with tourism. When we looked at funding the new commission on film, talking to Mary Quinn, we took some of the transient room tax, which is a bedroom tax, hotel tax, to fund it for the first 2 years so we could get through a budget process. More and more things like this will be created, like You Belong Here, and those types of films, be them long films, short films, documentaries, they will promote Kentucky. They will bring people to Kentucky. I want to specifically call out a couple of people because they are here. Ms. D. Wrigley Miller, and this picture, Ms. D is here and has invested a lot. This picture was taken in the Wrigley at Corbin, Kentucky. When you took off the wall, you saw the old Wrigley spearmint chewing gum insignia with the little person hanging over it, which is why they named it the Wrigley, which happens to be Ms. D. Wrigley Miller's family, the Wrigleys. And so it was really cool when a group of us got together with Kristen at Kristen's restaurant, which she was featured in this a lot with Weta, to discuss film, because then it just rolls back around to a film that promoted this restaurant. The other is Mary Kay Poe. You know, this is something when you talk about economic development, those are the two we worked with in this past session to create the film commission to further emphasize what we can do here with film that will eventually promote the state of Kentucky. So with that, this is a day that the mayor is going to name You Belong Here Lexington Proclamation. But this is evidence of You Belong Here, the State of Kentucky Day. So thank you, Mayor, for hosting
Thank you
this.
very much.
All right.
Thank you very much, President Stivers. Today's speakers have underscored the opportunity that film and TV bring to Lexington and Kentucky. New jobs, stories, and a spotlight on what makes us great. We are so grateful for talented professionals like Stida for showing the world that Kentucky talent belongs on the screen. We're excited about what the future holds for our community and communities across Kentucky, and working with and being a new home for those working in the industry. Now, I'd like to invite Weta and Steve, the STETA group, to the podium as I present the proclamation. Oh, of course, bring your team.
Mike?
We are nothing without our teams, are we?
No, yeah.
Right.
Chris. Yeah.
Yeah, a good team.
Yeah, okay.
All right. All right, here's how it goes. Whereas You Belong Here is a joyous celebration of Kentucky's rich culture and people, and whereas chef, host, and executive producer Weta Michael guides viewers through the power of food to bring people together, and whereas the docuseries is brought to life through the talents of producer Steve Zahn, right here, director Rick Gomez, and the Macaroni Art Productions team. And whereas viewers are taken on a heartfelt journey across Kentucky, experiencing food, memory, and belonging, and whereas You Belong Here was presented as an official selection at both Tribeca X and the ATX Television Festival, and whereas we congratulate the entire team and supporters of You Belong Here for sharing the culture, the joy, the stories of Kentucky, its people and food, with audiences around the world. Now, therefore, I, Linda Gorton, Mayor of Lexington, do hereby declare June 30th, 2025, You Belong Here Day in Lexington. Congratulations to all of
Thank
you.
you, Mayor.